Okay, let's get into the pretty unsettling psychology that's behind bullying.
So how can being cruel actually feel good to someone? That's the real puzzle here.
Now you might think it's because they just don't have empathy, but that's not it.
It's actually because they can choose to just turn it off. It's something they control.
We'll call this the empathy switch. And make no mistake, it's a very deliberate move.
So, how does this work? Well, it's a pretty calculated 4-step process.
Once that switch is off, the target isn't a person anymore. They're just an object.
Now this isn't just a bully thing, but bullies weaponize it for social dominance.
And this is key. For the bully, seeing someone in pain doesn't make them feel bad.
No, that pain actually becomes something else entirely. It becomes data.
You know, tears, flinching, all of it is just proof that what they're doing is working.
And what does that proof do? It confirms their spot at the top of the food chain. Okay, so that's the how, but why? What's the real motivation here?
It often comes down to this. They're projecting their own intense self-hatred. It's like they're looking in a mirror they absolutely hate.
Their victim becomes a symbol of all their own weaknesses, the things they can't stand.
Things like sensitivity, shyness, or just being different. These are the projected traits.
So the attack on the victim, it's really just a twisted way of attacking themselves.
So let's connect the dots. The switch is the tool, the how. The mirror is the motive, the why.
So in the end, it's not just about power. It's like a twisted external exorcism. Yeah, forget what you know about playground fights. This is straight-up psychological warfare.
So what does this person actually look like? Well, they work subtly, using a whole toolkit to dismantle someone's world.
Okay, so the first tool in the box, isolation. Why? Because a bully can't touch someone with strong friends.
And it's a systematic process, right? They spread rumors, plan things you're not invited to, and then weaponize the group.
Suddenly, the whole group is a weapon, and they might not even know it.
The result? The target feels paranoid, alone, and totally vulnerable for whatever comes next.
Okay, tool number 2. This one is all about public humiliation. For a bully, dominance is a performance. We're talking cutting sarcasm, condescending jokes, anything to put you down in front of other people.
And here's the goal. It's a social seesaw. To lift themselves up, they have to push you down.
You know, every time this happens, it's a public statement about who's the hammer and who's the nail.
All right, let's get to the third, and honestly, the most insidious tool, the digital arena.
That screen creates a kind of shield, right? It lets people be crueler than they'd ever be in person.
The really scary part? It never stops. It's 24/7. There's literally no escape.
Think about it. The bully can follow you right into your home, the one place you should feel safe.
It's a constant show with a permanent record, and it keeps that psychological pressure on, always.
So you've got 3 tools: isolation, humiliation, and the digital arena, but they all point to one goal.
And here's the end game. It's all about making the target feel small, powerless, and completely alone.
So is bullying just a simple 2-person fight? Well, what does it really look like?
The short answer? Nope. It's more like a 3-part psychological drama.
This whole dynamic, it's called the bullying triangle. Let's break down who's involved.
You've got 3 key players: the performer, the mirror, and the power.
Okay, first up, let's get inside the head of the bully, or the performer.
It's not just about aggression. They're literally putting on a show, looking for a reaction.
So what looks like dominance and control on the outside is really just deep insecurity.
Bottom line, they need people watching and reacting to their performance to feel powerful.
So how does a bully pick a target? Well, it's actually not random at all.
The myth is they go for the weakest person. The reality, they choose the safest.
A safe target is often someone who won't fight back or has a quality the bully secretly envies.
Yeah, the target acts like a mirror, reflecting all the things the bully lacks.
Okay, now for the final and maybe most crucial role in this whole drama, the audience.
See, bystanders aren't just watching, they are actually active participants in the whole thing.
Think about it. Silence is a kind of consent, and that nervous laughter, it's applause. The audience gives the bully exactly what they want, proof that their dominance is real. So the audience has a choice. Laughter or silence grants power. Disapproval takes it all away.
Take away the audience, and the bully's performance becomes totally hollow and unsatisfying.
This is so important.
The real power to stop the whole thing is with the audience.
Once the audience turns away, the bully's supply is cut off. Just like that, their power evaporates.
And here's the irony. The very tools they use to feel powerful actually trap them.
So let's talk about the first wall of this prison. It's basically an armor of emotion.
This armor basically means they can't form genuine relationships. It makes real intimacy totally impossible. I mean, check out this contrast. They don't have friends, they have subordinates. It's about hierarchy.
See, for them, vulnerability isn't something to share. It's a weapon you use against other people.
Okay, now for the second wall of their prison, a kingdom built entirely on paranoia.
They basically assume everyone is playing their same game of dominance, which leads to this constant fear.
And this is their mindset, step by step. It's a non-stop, defensive, and honestly exhausting way to live.
This puts it perfectly. They're a hollow monarch, totally terrified of the inevitable coup.
So, what's the consequence of all this? Well, it's a strategy that's absolutely doomed to fail.
Think about it. The adult world requires collaboration and empathy, skills they just don't have.
They really are a one-trick pony. Their mind is just trapped, fighting an old playground war forever.
And that brings us to the final crushing irony of the bully's entire life strategy.
You have to understand, their greatest fear, the thing that drives everything, is being powerless.
So the ultimate irony is that they dedicate their entire life to being the hammer. And by doing that, they build a world where they are completely and permanently alone.
So it leaves us with this final thought. If the prison is self-made, who is the only person who can unlock it?